Here is a paradox that shouldn't exist. You walk into a warehouse, fill a cart with $500 of merchandise, and the company that sold it to you makes almost zero profit on those products. In traditional business school, this is suicide. In the real world, it's Costco. They are currently printing cash while traditional retailers are closing doors. How? Because Costco isn't really a retailer. It's a bank disguised as a warehouse. I'm going to show you the financial engine hidden behind the pallets, the three-part system that turns low margins into billions. It starts with the zero margin illusion, feeds into a membership engine, and ends with a cash flow trick called negative working capital. But first, we have to dismantle the retail lie you've been sold your entire life. Most businesses operate on a simple, greedy premise. Buy low, sell high, and keep the difference. If you walk into a standard grocery store or a clothing retailer, the markup is the entire game. They might buy a pair of jeans for $20 and sell them to you for $50. That $30 gap is where they pay the rent, the staff, the marketing, and eventually find their profit. It's a model built on extracting maximum value from every single transaction. You are the prey, and the price tag is the weapon. Costco looked at that model and decided to break it. They operate on a self-imposed code of honor that terrifies their shareholders, but captivates their customers. They capped their markup. The general rule at Costco is that generic items are capped around 14 to 15%, while their private label, Kirkland's Signature, is frequently capped even lower. Compare that to the 30, 40, or even 50% margins you see at a typical supermarket or department store. Why would a business voluntarily refuse to make more money? Because low margins are the ultimate trust algorithm. When you walk into a standard store, your guard is up. You are constantly doing mental math, wondering if you're getting ripped off, checking Amazon on your phone and hesitating. That friction kills volume. Costco removes the friction. By capping their margins, they signal to your subconscious that you don't need to price check. You don't need to worry. You just need to put it in the cart. This creates a psychological state where the customer feels they are winning every time they spend money. But to make this work without going bankrupt, Costco has to be ruthless on the back end. This is the part most entrepreneurs miss. You can't just lower your prices and hope for the best. You have to engineer the scarcity that makes low prices possible. A typical Walmart carries about 140,000 individual items. A Costco warehouse carries 4,000. That is it. This isn't an accident. It's a sniper shot. By limiting the selection, they force massive volume into fewer choices. They don't want to sell you 10 different brands of ketchup. They want to sell you one brand of ketchup by the pallet. This gives them immense leverage over suppliers. If a vendor wants access to Costco's millions of members, they have to play by Costco's price rules. The result is a virtuous cycle. Lower prices drive higher volume, which gives them leverage to demand even lower prices from suppliers, which drives even more volume. But there is a deeper layer to this illusion. The store itself is the marketing. Think about it. When was the last time you saw a TV commercial for Costco? You haven't. While other retailers burn billions on ads to get you in the door, Costco uses that money to lower the price of the product. The deal is the ad. The aisles are the copy. This brings us to the famous trust anchor, the hot dog. You have probably heard the story, but let's look at the mechanics, not the law. The $1.50 hot dog and soda combo hasn't changed price since the mid-1980s. Financially, it makes no sense, but psychologically, it is the most important item in the building. It is a truth signal. It tells the customer, we will lose money to keep our promise to you. When you see that price on the board, your brain relaxes. It anchors your perception of value for the entire store. If they are this fair with the lunch, they must be fair with the 60-inch TV. The mistake most businesses make is trying to copy the low price without the discipline. They drop their margins to compete, but they don't cut their SKU count. They don't stop advertising, and they don't have the leverage to squeeze suppliers. That is a fast track to bankruptcy. Costco can only afford the zero margin illusion because they aren't relying on the product to pay the bills. The margin covers the lights, the forklift drivers, and the building. It keeps the machine running, but it doesn't create the wealth. The product is just the bait. So if the aisles are barely breaking even, and the markup is capped so low it barely covers the overhead, where is the actual profit coming from? If you look at their balance sheet, the merchandise is a wash. The real business, the one that generates the billions in pure profit, isn't happening on the shelves. It's happening at the front door before you even walk in. Here is the brutal truth about retail. It is a hamster wheel. You sell a shirt, you make $5. You sell a TV, you make $50. If nobody walks in tomorrow, you die. Costco looked at that hamster wheel and smashed it. They realized that selling products is a terrible way to make a stable living. Selling access to products, however, is a gold mine. This is the second gear of the machine, the membership fee engine. If you strip away the concrete floors and the pallets of mayonnaise, Costco is not really a retailer. It is a subscription business. It was doing the Netflix model decades before streaming existed. When you pay your $60 or $120 a year, you are handing them pure, unadulterated cash. There is no cost of goods sold attached to that card in your wallet. There is no shipping fee for that digital record. It is 100% margin that flows directly to the bottom line. This changes the physics of the business. In a normal store, the profit is hidden inside the price of the ketchup. At Costco, the profit is collected at the door. This decouples their survival from their sales volume. The membership fees cover the operating costs, the electricity, the payroll, the real estate. This means anything they sell on the floor is just icing on the cake. It allows them to price their products at rock bottom because they don't need the product to pay the electric bill. The member has already paid it. But the genius isn't just in the accounting, it is in the psychology. This is where the sunk cost fallacy becomes their best friend. Once you hand over that $60, your brain switches modes. You are no longer a casual browser, you are an investor. You have paid for the right to be there, and now you have a job to do. You need to earn back your fee. Every time a member puts a bulk pack of paper towels in their cart, they are doing a subconscious calculation. They think, I saved $5 on this. I saved $10 on the steaks. They are tallying up the wins until they cross that $60 threshold. Once they break even on the fee, every subsequent purchase feels like free money. It turns shopping into a sport. You aren't spending, you are extracting value. This is why Costco members spend significantly more per trip than shoppers at Target or Walmart. They are incentivized to maximize their investment in the membership. This creates an incredibly sticky ecosystem. The renewal rate for Costco members hovers around 90%. Think about that. 9 out of 10 people pay for the privilege of spending money there year after year. This creates a predictable, compounding revenue stream that most businesses can only dream of. While other retailers are panicking about a slow quarter, Costco starts every year with billions of dollars in membership fees already locked in. The glue holding this together is their private label, Kirkland Signature. Most store brands are cheap knockoffs designed to boost margins. Kirkland is different. It is designed to be equal to or better than the national brand, but cheaper. It is a value guarantee. If you buy Kirkland batteries or vodka, you know it's good. This builds a moat. You can't get Kirkland on Amazon. You can't get it at Kroger. If you want the product you have grown to love, you have to renew the membership. The most profound shift here is how it flips the risk. For a normal retailer, inventory is a risk. If it doesn't sell, they lose money. For Costco, inventory is a service provided to members. The profit is already secured via the fee. The inventory is just the utility that keeps the subscription valuable. It transforms the relationship from transactional to relational. You aren't a customer. You are a member of the tribe, and the tribe pays its dues because the value is undeniable. So we have a store that barely marks up its goods, yet makes billions because it charges an entry fee. That explains the profit, but it doesn't explain the speed. How does Costco open massive new warehouses without drowning in debt? How do they finance billions of dollars of inventory without paying massive interest to banks? The answer is that they act like a bank themselves. They have mastered a financial concept that allows them to grow using other people's money. It is a strategy usually reserved for insurance companies and hedge funds, but Costco deployed it in the cereal aisle. This is the final piece of the puzzle, and it is the reason they have so much leverage. This is the secret weapon that makes Costco untouchable. It's called the float, and it completely flips the timeline of money. In a traditional business, cash flow is a nightmare. You buy inventory, you pay the supplier, and then that inventory sits on a shelf collecting dust for months until someone buys it. Your cash is trapped in denim and detergent. You're essentially lending money to your inventory. Costco reversed this. Because they have so few items and such massive volume, they turn their inventory incredibly fast. The average jar of peanut butter at Costco sits on the pallet for less than a month. Sometimes it sells out in days. But here is the trick. Costco doesn't pay its suppliers for 30, 60, or sometimes 90 days. Do the math. The customer pays Costco today. Costco pays the supplier next month. For that gap of time, that 30 or 40-day window, Costco is holding millions of dollars that technically belong to the supplier. But since money is fungible, Costco can use that cash immediately. They don't put it in a vault, they put it to work. They use this interest-free loan from their own vendors to finance their operations, open new warehouses, and fuel their growth. This is called negative working capital, and it is the holy grail of finance. Most companies need to borrow money to grow. Costco grows using other people's money, and they don't pay a dime of interest on it. This only works because of their ruthless discipline. Remember the limited selection? That isn't just about psychology, it's about speed. If you have 10 brands of toothpaste, they sell slowly. If you have one, it moves fast. Fast movement creates the float. Slow movement kills it. They also accelerate this by being a credit card issuer. The Costco City Card isn't just a perk. It's a data engine and a habit-forming device that locks you deeper into their ecosystem, ensuring that the cash register keeps ringing fast enough to maintain the float. So, the full picture is this. The membership pays the overhead. The float funds the growth. And the product is just the low-margin theatre that keeps the whole system spinning. You probably aren't running a billion-dollar warehouse, but you can steal this physics for your own business. Here is how to engineer your own Costco model. First, separate your profit from your product. Stop trying to squeeze every dime out of a single transaction. Ask yourself, can I create a recurring revenue stream that covers my basic operating costs? It could be a maintenance contract, a community membership, or a retainer. If you can cover your rent with subscriptions, you can afford to undercut every competitor on price and steal their market share. Second, engineer obvious value. Don't just lower prices. Create a hot dog. Pick one flagship offer and price it so aggressively that it seems irrational. Use that as your trust anchor. If people believe they are getting a steal on your core offer, they will trust you on the upsells. Third, kill your darlings. You likely offer too many things. Bloated options confuse customers and trap your cash. Cut the bottom 20% of your offers that don't move. Focus your capital on the things that turn fast. Speed is more valuable than variety. Finally, hack your cash cycle. Negotiate better terms with your suppliers. If you get paid up front by clients but pay your contractors or vendors in 30 days, you have created your own float. Use that gap to fund your marketing or hire your next employee. Don't let your cash get stuck in the middle. Costco wins because they realize that retail isn't about selling stuff. It's about the financial engineering behind the stuff. They use a markup cap to build trust, a membership fee to pay the bills, and a cash float to fund the future. If you want to build a business that lasts, stop obsessing over the margin on the cart and start looking at the system in the back. The lesson is simple. Don't just sell a product. Design the financial engine that makes the product inevitable. Turn your business into a system where the cart is theatre and the bank is in the back.